you happy with where you are at the moment? It's 2023 and not gonna lie, this video was probably meant to come out like last week, but hey, we're here. It is that time of the year where we reflect on the year, we come up with New Year's resolution and new big goals that we want to achieve for 2023. You actually have to reflect on whether or not you have been liking your past year, your past self. You really reflect on how far you are from actually achieving your dream life. This process can be super uncomfortable, but you know what? The more uncomfortable you are about setting these goals actually means that you're needing to set these goals more than anyone else. Today, I'm going to sit down and really take my time with a cup of tea and plan my 2023 because it's going to be a really big journey for me coming up because, drum roll, I am quitting medicine for a year and I'm going to go travel as a digital nomad. So make sure that you bring a pen and paper with you and let's get planning for 2023. So here are the steps that I am taking to plan and set goals for 2023. Here is step number one. You need to sit down and properly reflect on your past and your present. So before you can even set goals for the far future, think about your accomplishments, the challenges, and the things that you've learned so far in the past year. And you know, come with it with a bit of gratitude and a bit of grace that it's been a pretty tough year and you've come out of it and here you are. Right? I wouldn't encourage you to look at your past year and think, oh my god, that was so shit. Like, it really absolutely sucked balls and all I want to do is change all of it in 2023. Because the reality is coming to a new year with that sort of mindset is super toxic and unhealthy. And really, it's going to probably make it even harder for you to actually set new goals and make sure that you hit them. Doing this step is really important because it helps you know what things you're really good at, so your strengths, and appreciate your areas that you need to improve on, and it will give you a better idea of what you want in the future. So to do this, I actually try to go through what 2022 has been like for me roughly, and I do that by going through my 2022 diary and my gratefulness journal. So I'll sort of just sit there for a good 30 minutes just flicking through the book and seeing what has happened that year for me. I also kept a 2022 goals that I've set last year, my resolutions from last year, and I go through them like a bit like a checkbox. So I'll go through all the goals and with a red pen I'll go tick tick and make sure that I look at sort of the big picture and see how many things that I've done right and what are some things that I can improve for this year. Step number two is to set specific goals in all areas of your life. After you've reflected on your past and your present, now it's time to sit down, grab a piece of paper and think about what are the goals that you like to set. I find it really helpful for myself to set specific goals in different areas of my life, and this is because it helps me make sure that I am making progress in every area of my life and not neglecting some areas because I want to be a well-rounded person, because that's what my goal is. And some common areas that people focus on are things like relationships, love, career, finances, and personal growth. So those are the areas that you can start off with. Now, when you're setting these goals, it's really important that you make these goals super specific, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, which means that it will make it easier for you to be motivated and focused and make sure that they are actually trackable in your progress. The theme for 2023 for me is finding myself, and in order to reach that overarching theme, I've got these specific areas in my life that I want to work on. 2023, there are in areas of love, travel, hustle, health, interests, and finances. So under love, I split them into boyfriend, family, and friend. I want to make sure that I'm working on maintaining those relationships while I'm traveling. And under travel goals, since we're spending this year traveling and hustling, I've got specific things that I really want to do in certain destinations, so I keep that recorded as well. And under interests and hobbies, in 2023, I really want to spend a lot more time in this area to try out different activities and new things I've never tried before. And then under hustling goals, this is pretty big for me because I am taking a break from medicine, which means I'm stripped off from my stable and really good income. So it's really daunting because I I've never had to be in this situation before where I need to learn how to make money. And since we're going to solely focus on digital nomading, which means traveling on a laptop and making money online, I think I want to grow on YouTube, and I'm actually thinking of starting a series on where I quit medicine to become a digital nomad and the process of how I do that. And I'm thinking of starting that next week or the week after that, so stay tuned if you want to watch that. Besides YouTube, I also want to try drop shipping and doing a few like freelancing gigs, see if I can tap into that. And then next comes health, and health of course comes in a lot of areas, but for me it's physical, which is things like gymming, and I also want to take up martial arts. And then mental was things like self-love, meditation, gratitude journal. And then the last area, which I'm no doubt have to focus on, is finances. And the reason why finances and hustling are in different areas is because hustling to me is an experience. I don't see it as the same as finances because money is not as important when I'm hustling while I'm traveling. Finances is more about numbers and whether or not we're able to feed ourselves while we're overseas. Just so that you have a bit of context for the next series that I'm going to talk about, my aim is that I will not touch any of my savings that I have earned from being a doctor. So I'm going to leave all of that in my investments with my bank. The same goes with my partner, so it's a bit of a challenge. Step number 3. Now that you've created your goals, it's time to create an action plan. And the way to do this is to set specific tasks and deadlines so that you can meet your goals. And how I would go about doing this is that I would look at all my goals that I've set for myself and then break a big goal into doable tasks, into quarterly goals, and then into weekly goals, and then into daily goals. Those of you who have been on my channel for a wee bit, you'll know that I do quarterly goals on my mastermind with my partner. And that's just a way for me to track everything that I've done. And this means that everything I do on a daily basis all sort of reflects my quarterly goal, which means that everything I do will have a purpose, will have a meaning, and it's in alignment of what I really want to achieve in the near future. A good example is if your goal is to save 10k this year, then your quarterly goal would look like saving 2k each quarter. Then your weekly goals could be actionable tasks like setting a budget, cutting your expenses, and looking into side hustles, passive income, and other ways that you can make money. Now, step number 4 is to stay motivated and to track your progress. Now, this step is particularly important, even if you've done all the 3 steps that we've talked about before. If you are not motivated to complete your tasks, then you're not going to meet your goals. Achieving your goals is not going to be an easy time, because if that was easy, then you shouldn't really be doing it anyway. Just scrap it. So there will be times where you really feel like you're giving up. And these are the ways that I think would really help you keep motivated. Number 1 is to find an accountability partner, and number 2 is to reward yourself. With finding an accountability partner, for me, I've got my own partner who I do mastermind with every Sunday. So we would sit down and go through our week together, talk about the ups and the downs, the wins and the losses, and really reflect on whether or not our behaviors are aligned with our goals, and we keep each other really accountable. In terms of rewarding yourself, I think it's really important to celebrate your accomplishments. Don't downplay it. By doing that, you're actually setting up your mind with positive reinforcement. You're setting yourself up for success because you're more likely to want to achieve more. So why is tracking your progress really important? It's really important to do that because you can look at how far you've come, and it actually gives you more motivation to keep going and make it look really achievable. Step number 5 is to create a vision board. Now, this is something new that I've picked up this year, and I thought in the past really that creating vision boards is for little girls and is a bit of a waste of time. But after listening to so many podcasts last year, about creating vision boards and how they've helped them achieve their goals, I just thought, you know what, I'll give it a try this year. The idea of a vision board sort of comes from manifesting and the law of attraction. What the law of attraction says is that your thoughts and feelings have a direct impact on the events and circumstances you experience in your life. So, which basically means that if you have a clear vision of what you want in your life, then you will keep focusing on that, and you would make sure that your day-to-day activities is in alignment of your goal, so that you're getting closer and closer to that vision in your head. And creating a vision board really is just that. So how you do this is actually really simple. All you need to do is find those set of goals that you've already set, and then you jump onto Pinterest and find images that reflect your goals, and make sure they evoke a certain feeling of you really wanting that thing or becoming that person. The vision board shouldn't just be something that's aesthetically pleasing, because that can be nice, but you also want to make sure that what you look at is something that you can become. Does that make sense? If you're interested in making a vision board or having something that looks like mine, check out the link description below. So there you have it. These are those 5 simple steps that you can take really easily and plan and set goals for your 2023. I hope that these tips have been helpful, and if you did think so, make sure that you are hitting the like button and comment below of what your goals of 2023 are like. And happy planning! Until next time, see you guys.